All right, everybody, so I'm here today with Troy and myself, and also Matthew Hurtado behind the camera, and my beautiful girlfriend over there, thank you. But anyway, today we're talking about the brachial plexus. So what the hell is the brachial plexus? We have no idea, but it's this right here. And it looks complex. It may look like a bunch of words just thrown on a board, and I promise you it is. But it's also very easy, and we can help you remember it in just 5 easy steps. Trust me. Now get this shit out of my face, please. All right, so now that that's out of the way, before we get started drawing out this brachial plexus, I just want Troy, please, could you get my back for me and explain to these guys from a more, scientific standpoint of what the brachial plexus is. Could you do that?
You know what? Maybe we should get a better understanding on the fundamental aspect. Maybe we should ask Dr. Tato on this one.
Dr. Tato?
Yeah.
Hey, Matt.
Hello, I'm Dr. Tato, and the brachial plexus will be covered under spinal anatomy in the peripheral nervous system section. However, we want you to understand it right now as it is a very fundamental, important concept to understand for clinical applications. The brachial plexus will come out of the intervertebral foramen of C5 through T1, and it will descend down the arm with the terminating branches, maintaining spatial fidelity along with the nerve roots.
Wow.
That guy was smart.
Genius, let me tell you. Anyway, so let's just get to it, man. Let's start drawing this brachial plexus and show these guys how to do it in just 5 easy steps. So Troy, you go ahead and explain it to him, and I'll do the drawing for you.
All right, so step 1.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna start off by labeling C5 through T1, going C5, C6, C7, C8, and then T1. And then you're gonna draw a Y connecting C5 and C6 and draw a line across. And then you're gonna start at C7, draw a line, and then draw a Y. And then you're gonna connect C8 and T1, and then draw another line all the way across. Step 2. All right, so step 2, you're gonna break it up into each section. You have 5 roots, 3 trunks with upper, middle, and lower, 6 divisions with 3 anterior and 3 posterior. You're gonna have 3 chords with lateral, posterior, and medial chord, and then you're gonna have 5 branches, and we'll get more into the branches later on in the video. And now I want you guys to know that it is better to do this in color because you can understand how many different divisions and where they go. But in this circumstance, we're going to use black and white so that you guys can have a better way of doing it the easiest way that you can do on your test. So now we're going to go into step 3. Step 3, we're going to go down for median nerve and then turn it to the side so you can place it on the board. So it's the median nerve, and it's going to come from the contributions from the lateral cord and the medial cord, and they come together to make the median nerve.
It's the rootlets. The lateral medial rootlets.
So the lateral medial rootlets, and they come together to make the median nerve. And we'll go more into that when we go through the terminal branches. So step 4. All right, so step 4, we're gonna go through each section and label the nerves that come off of each. So off of the roots, you're gonna have 3 nerves that come off. Starting with the phrenic nerve, the dorsal scapular nerve, and then we have a long one that comes all the way down connecting C5, C6, and C7. And ironically, it's called the long thoracic nerve. Now, in the trunks, you're gonna have 2 nerves that come off. You're gonna have the suprascapular, and you're gonna have the nerve to the subclavius. And then remember, in the divisions, there's 3 anterior and 3 posterior, making 6 divisions. But what I want you to remember is that there's no nerves that come off of this portion of the brachial plexus. So now with the chords, remember there was a lateral, posterior, and medial chord. And the reason why I want you to see this because it looks like it should be superior, middle, and inferior. But the reason why is because the anatomical position when you stand this way, this is the most lateral, and then this will be the most medial, meaning closer to the body. So off of the lateral cord, we're gonna have the lateral pectoral nerve. And then the counterpart to that, it will make sense that since this is the lateral cord and this is the medial cord, we'll have a medial pectoral nerve too. Also off of the medial cord, you're gonna have the medial brachial cutaneous nerve, and that basically means that it's the skin innervation over the brachial portion of the arm, which is just the arm from the elbow up. So we have it just from the elbow up. You're also gonna have it from the forearm down. And it's gonna be medial antebrachial cutaneous. And it's the skin innervation from the forearm down. So if we have the medial cord and the lateral cord, the last will be the posterior cord. And there's 3 nerves that come off of that. And it's gonna be the upper subscapular nerve, the lower subscapular nerve, and the middle subscapular nerve.
What's the AKA?
And I waited for that to say that last because the AKA would be thoracodorsal nerve. So now we're gonna go to our branches. And remember, we have 5 of them. So you have musculocutaneous, axillary, radial, median, and ulnar. And I know this looks like a lot and it might be hard to memorize. That's why we have a mnemonic for you guys. So it's going to be most alcoholics remember meeting unicorns. So now we can go on step 5. All right, so step 5, I'm gonna need John because we're gonna be explaining all the innervations that these nerves go in and innervate the muscles.
All right, yeah, great explanation there, Troy. So do us a favor. Tell me, what's the first one coming off C5 root?
The phrenic nerve,
Which innervates what muscle?
the diaphragm.
Okay, how about the second one?
The second one is gonna be the dorsal scapular
And
nerve.
what's that innervate?
That's gonna be the levator scapula and the rhomboid minor and major.
Good job. All right, let's go with the long thoracic. What's that innervate?
The long thoracic nerve is going to be a part of our salt, and it's going to innervate the serratus anterior.
Yeah, you like those scabs.
I'll tell you something.
Protraction, retraction. All right, go ahead. What's the next one?
All right,
Superscap.
suprascapular is going to innervate the supra and infraspinatus.
So what's that do? What's that a part of?
Hit her one time, now she going both ways. Knows in control, all that bullshit gets on.
Next one, nervus subclavian.
It's going to go exactly where it says. It's going to the subclavius.
All right, lateral pectoral.
That's going to be the lateral portion of the pectoralis major.
And the upper subscapular.
That is going to be the upper portion of the subscapularis.
All right, how about the lower subscapular?
The lower portion of the subscapularis because it's a pretty big muscle.
How about that middle or thoracodorsal nerve?
That is going to be your latissimus dorsi.
Ooh. Internal rotation, latissimus dorsi. All right, next one, medial pectoral
The median portion of the pectoralis major.
and minor, pec minor. It's the pec minor as well. Continue. Medial antebrachial and the brachial, you already said, cutaneous. How about musculocutaneous?
That is going to be the coracobrachialis, the brachialis, and the biceps brachii.
Wow, so smart. Next one, axillary and radial coming off the posterior.
That's going to be the deltoids and the teres minor for making it very exhilarating.
All right, how about the radial?
Radial is going to be the triceps brachii.
All right, next one.
The median is going to be the flexors of the forearm.
Right there. All right, next one, ulnar.
Ulnar is going to be the short loaf.
Ooh, sir, you misconstrued that. So the median is your short loaf, and then all others are going to be innervated by deep ulnar, which is a branch of the ulnar nerve.
He's a smart guy.
Hey, we're all learning together, right? Right.
I think so.
Okay, what's next?
All right, so now since you guys know all of the muscles, don't you think we should get a pretty good clinical version of this?
We need to get a fundamental standpoint in a clinical application setting.
I think so.
we need Dr.
Dr.
Tato.
Tato.
Matt!
Let's say that a patient comes in and they can't feel this part of their arm. And they say, Doc, I can't feel that part of my arm. Well, with your knowledge of the brachial plexus, you know that the medial cord has the medial antebrachial cutaneous nerve, which supplies the sensory innervation of the medial forearm. It could be there, or it could be anywhere before that. Your knowledge of the brachial plexus and where it lies in the upper extremity is going to tell you and help you differentially diagnose where the lesion is and what you can do about it.
All right, guys. I just want to thank you one more time for coming out and watching this show, and for everyone who's been a part of this production. There's more to come, and I just want to say, guys, Keep practicing and keep drawing the brachial plexus, and just keep watching our videos as we continue to do this, because I promise you too will learn something. And just remember, guys, health sucks. Let's talk about it. Give me my backpack, you bitch.
Later.